Hi everyone! So this one has been requested numerous times. In fact, every second person is saying, DIPNA, we need your naan bread recipe, brilliant style. Now, as you can appreciate, naan breads are traditionally cooked in the clay oven. So when we cook them nice and fresh at the restaurant, they are, amazing and fluffy. And that's one of the things that actually, when Prince Charles came to the restaurant, His Royal Highness tried the naan bread straight out of the clay oven and really was like, oh my goodness, I've never tasted anything like this before. But there is a way to make them at home, and I'm going to share my recipe with you. So to begin with, we need some dried yeast and some water. So what I'm going to do, this is warm water, so I'm going to add my dried yeast to my water. I'm just going to give that a mix, just so that it's just combined with the water together, and then just leave that mixture sitting just until we need it. We will be needing it soon. Then we need a bowl, and in our bowl we are going to start mixing together all the naan bread ingredients. So here we go. Can you all hear my dad singing in the background, by the way? Okay, right. So for naan bread we require plain flour, naan bread at home. Now I've tested naan bread recipe at home about 10 times, and this is the only one that actually works perfectly in my opinion. So we need some sugar in the flour. We also need some salt. We need some kalonji, so onion seeds for a nice flavor. If you don't have these, you can leave them. You can leave the naan breads plain. That's fine. We also need some warm water mixed with some milk put into there. So that is for the kneading. And we need some vegetable oil in there as well. And now we're going to get our yeast in. So this is going to, of course, help the naan become nice and fluffy. And that goes in as well. And now you only need to add the amount of milk and water that's actually needed for it to become a nice firm dough. So just a little bit at a time, and you're using your fingertips just to mix together. And as it starts to become thicker, we'll begin to use the whole of our hand in the kneading motion. It's becoming nice and thick now and starting to come together. And a little bit more. So I'm just adding a little bit at a time. Your milk also needs to be warm. So my water is warm and my milk as well is warm. I've used full fat milk. You can use skim milk if you wish. Oh, Dad has stopped singing. He's changing song. Okay. What's the next song? Let's see what I know. See if I know what it is. Oh, not yet. Okay, just mix that together. Perfect. I mean, there's nothing that compares to a nice fluffy naan that's cooked in a clay oven. But this one is a pretty good naan as well, considering it is made at home. I've been thinking actually recently of buying one of those small clay ovens that you can get. Could be super cool actually to make your naan breads, and obviously your skewering of meats in there as well. Skewed meats, chicken tikka, paneer tikka. Oh, I know what song this is. It's old school. Hear it. Okay, this is coming together quite well. It's a nice, soft, bouncy dough. Not as soft as chapati dough, a little more firm than that is how you want it. And I need a little bit more mixture. So I have some mixture left. So just kneading this now. It's going to take a good 2 or 3 minutes to knead. So let me go ahead and give this a good kneading and work my muscles. Right, I'm a bit out of breath because I've been kneading for a few minutes now. So this is perfect. Okay, right. And if you have done this properly, my little trick, what I always say is you should have a nice clean bowl and you should have a nice clean hand as well. So I've used one hand to hold the mixing bowl and one hand to knead, using all my muscles, almost giving the dough a massage. This is actually perfect now. What we need to do is just round like this. Just a little bit more. Just round. So it's nice and smooth. I got this thing about the dough top has to be nice and smooth. Okay, so put it back. There you go. Like this. And now, got a damp cloth here. So, it's nice and damp. What I need to do is just put that over my dough like this. And leave it to prove for about an hour, and then we can get rolling with our naan breads, and that time I'll also preheat the oven just in time. My dough has been proven for just over an hour. Ta-da! And now I am ready to make my naan bread. So what I do is, if you want, you can split the dough evenly into about 4 or 5. So what I do is get a pera or a dough ball like this and just round it using my thumb, my small finger and the palm of my hand, both hands. And then I dip into some flour on this side, dip on this side. Now this is a plain naan. You can have a Peshawari naan, garlic naan, chili naan, all types of naans, coriander naan. So you can actually put coriander on the top of this if you like as well. So what I'm doing is just pressing down the edges and now rolling it out. My oven is preheating. Now this is a bit of a secret. So when you make a naan bread in the clay oven, the temperature is about 450 degrees and it cooks within minutes. So you apply the same principle at home. My oven is on 250 degrees. I'm gonna cook my naan bread on one side. There we go, that's my oven telling me it's ready on 250. I'm gonna cook my naan bread on one side for about 3 minutes. Keep an eye on it in that 3 minutes and then flip it over and cook the other side for about 2 minutes. And it cooks within, like I said, minutes at that temperature. So you're applying the same principle as you would in the clay oven. Okay, so here we go. This is nice and not too thin, but that's about the right kind of thickness. Shake off the excess flour. Right, put it into this oven tray and I'm gonna get that into my oven and then show you. Ta-da! Naan bread. And now I need to flip it over and give it about maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes. Okay, I'll be back. Ta-da! That side cooked perfectly as well. Split that around. That is my homemade naan bread. Right guys, let's get it onto here and get some butter onto it. So we've got some butter here, a bit more, and I am sure this is going to be absolutely delicious. Homemade naan bread, quick and easy, same principle as the clay oven because it works just perfectly like this. Right, let's do one more. Let me put this on one side. Right, now I'm going to show you one more. So I've done my peri and I weighed this. So one peri should weigh about 110 to 120. So what I'm doing is just pressing down into my flour on that side, pressing down on this side, and then rolling out again. Okay, so 3 minutes in the oven on one side, then flip it over and about a minute to a minute and a half, but just keep an eye on it in that time. And that's on 250 degrees Celsius. Okay, so you've got to use your muscles for this. So you're putting weight on the rolling pin as you roll this out. You can even keep it into a nice naan bread shape if you like, you know, like longer from one side. I'm just making these nice and round, actually. Okay. And the yeast, you could see on that dough when I got it out, had really done its job. That's why, of course, you have to leave it to prove. Okay, this is perfect. What I'm going to do is actually put coriander on this one. So if you just, obviously you don't want to come up, but you should just press it like this. Press the coriander in. You will get some bits that will come out. Press the coriander in like this. Get your oven tray. One sec. Get my tray like this. Put that there for a second. Right, and now just put that naan bread onto my tray like this and back into the oven, and I'll show you the results in that one. That is a coriander naan. So you have a plain, you have coriander. You can try actually stuffing it with garlic. Peshawari naan is always a treat as well, and I will do a video on the stuffed naans as well, but for now that is your plain naan bread. So you have a plain one here and you have a coriander one here. So out of that I can make 5 naan breads all together, and you can see, guys, how super delicious and fluffy each of the naan breads looks. Proper restaurant style naan breads made at home. Yum. Hope you've enjoyed that. Do try the recipe and let me know what you think of my delicious fluffy homemade naan breads. That one just needs a little bit of butter. In the meantime, I am wishing you all well. Stay safe and stay healthy. See you soon. Bye.